And good evening tonight from Phoenix. It is great to have you with us here. And we have just finished our exclusive interview with President Trump. His first major trip out of Washington in nearly 2 months. The president trying to send a signal that parts of this country are ready to reopen. But he is well aware of the debate, the scientists who are concerned about what could happen if this country opens too quickly. And we know every night here, it is not just a number. These are American lives. Tonight, the death toll is now above 70,000 now, 2,200 more lives lost in just the past 24 hours. We asked the president tonight about whether there is a danger. Will lives be lost in the effort to reopen parts of this country? How he answered.
Thank you, Mr. President, for accepting this interview on such a short notice. Today, we're going to explore a lot of topics. You talk about the coronavirus and the economy and that you want people to go back to work immediately. We're going to talk about the death rate and how many people are dying today. We're going to talk about the economy and the millions of people who are losing jobs because of this virus. Mr. President, thank you as the first Jamaican. You give you the privilege to interview you. I am proud that I am the first Jamaican to do so. Do you have anything to say to Jamaica at this time? No? Oh, me too. Mr. President, the first question I want to ask you is about your son, Eric. Eric seems to be someone with a low IQ, but a man of your stature, you still accept him or make the decision to accept him as your son. What do you say about that?
It was the biggest decision I've ever had to make.
Hundreds of millions of people are losing jobs today as we speak, Mr. President. The unemployment rate is through the roof. One of the industry that got hit really hard is something that you are familiar with, the adult industry. What would you say?
But the people want to go back to work.
Mr. President, do you think that there are any smart people in your administration?
It's possible there will be some.
Race in this country, Mr. President, is a big, big issue. Do you believe that black people and white people should talk or?
At the same time, we're going to practice social distancing. We're going to be washing hands. We're going to be doing a lot of the things that we've learned to do over the last period of time.
Jobs. This question is about jobs, Mr. President. We see where immigrants from all over the world is coming to this country and they are taking the jobs.
And we have to get our country back, you know.
Mr. President, there's a lot of discrimination that is going on in this country. It's in the housing sector, in every aspect of the society. What happens when someone like me buy a house in your neighborhood?
What's happened with drugs? It goes up.
Mr. President, we saw in one of your speeches where one of your supporters punched a Democrat, and you endorsed it and said you'll pay for it. Is it okay for your supporters to punch someone they disagree with? And two, when the Obama administration was leaving the White House, did they take anything out of the White House?
And they should have no problem. There, the other administration, the last administration, left us nothing. They left us nothing. And we...
Mr. President, there are many racist people out there talking about they want to take the country back to 60, 70 years back, it seems like. What do you think, sir?
Our country has to go back to being our country again. You have people.
Mr. President. Oh, yes, Mr. President. In the last election, it is alleged that many illegal aliens voted for the Democrats. In your view, how many illegal aliens voted for the Democrats?
Well, the upper number was, as you know, 2.2 million people, but 2.2 million people.
Mr. President, with so many people losing their lives because of the coronavirus, if you were a doctor and you have a choice to let people die, what ages of people you let die first?
60, 65, 70, as horrible as that is. I mean, you're talking about filling up Yankee Stadium with death.
We read in the news lately that two French doctors want to use Africans as guinea pig to test vaccine for the coronavirus. Do you agree with that, Mr. President? And who is making these vaccines?
I can say this. We're doing really great. Oxford, Johnson & Johnson, these companies, and I get reports every single day. They're doing really great. Am I convinced? I can't be convinced of anything.
Some people think that the vaccine is to depopulate the black community and the minority community. Mr. President, do you agree?
Well, I'll be honest, and I understand them very well.
Mr. President, some time ago you called some NFL players son of a bitch, or because they kneel to the national anthem. Do you have any regret, sir? And is that presidential?
Well, that is what it is. And you know, it's very interesting. Even the Democrats aren't blaming me for that.
That's why I don't like the Democrats, sir. I don't like them. They are the same. Oh, Mr. President, during the time of Jim Crow, blacks could not drink from the same water fountain as whites.
It up and we saved millions of lives and we did the right thing. Now we're getting back to work.
This is an issue, sir, that the black community talks about all the time. Do you think black Americans, Africans American, should get reparation for slavery?
We've done $2 trillion, and it's actually close to 3 if you really add it up, but $2 trillion has been approved, and we'll probably do more.
I love you, Daddy. In a speech some time ago, sir, you said you'll rather people from Norway comes to the United States as immigrants. And why is that, sir?
Americans, if you were in my position, you would let them come in.
Some people, Mr. President, believe that you acted like you're in high school. Not me. I don't think so. Not me. But some believe that you acted like you're in high school. If you were in high school, what would you be?
Aside from everything else, and I'm going to use a term, and some people love it, and some people hate it, but I love it. I want to be a cheerleader for us.
In most of your speech, sir, that I heard, you always mention the Obamas. What would you like to say to Obama?
I want to say I love you.
You still don't want to say nothing to Jamaica?
No, I...
Mr. President, I know some time ago you called Rosie O'Donnell fat. And we know that you're in charge of the Miss America pageant, beauty pageant. Lately on TV, we are seeing a lot of plus-size models and all over social media. My question to you, sir, what do you think, because I personally think it's a beautiful thing to have all different size models, but what do you think of plus size?
A couple of things. First of all, these models have been so wrong from day one, both on the low side and the upside. They've been so wrong. They've been so out of whack. And they keep making new models, and they're wrong.
One last question, Mr. President. Final question. It seems to a lot of people that you are obsessed with the Obamas. Are you sexually attracted to Michelle Obama? Thank you, sir, for having me, and thank you, America. God bless America.